Oh, hello! What's up, Epic Land gamers? I am solo casting today because Dan has gone MIA. I'm not really sure where he is. But today this match we have a banger matchup between Burning John and SINQHD. I look forward to this one. The third place decided. This one's going to be hype. This is the final match before we get to see the stage. And Dan has made his return.
Sorry, I was getting some holy shaker fluid. I was getting some holy.
I'm Doomsday.
You're Doomsday.
I'm Doomsday.
Hi,
Hello.
Doomsday.
I'm
so nice to meet you. You're one of my idols.
Am I? Nice to meet a fan. Okay. Yes, Burning John versus Sync. As I said, gonna be a banger match. I look forward to this one.
I look forward to this one. I'm so excited to see this because they've been getting FCs, they've been getting crazy plays. These guys were two of the four that were in such a tight group together out of qualifiers that we just couldn't guess what was going to happen. A lot of people were saying Sync's going to win it all. A lot of people were saying Manuvat is a dark horse. A lot of people were saying Kingling, who played really well in qualifiers, doesn't really have the mechanics skill cap to carry on being good in bracket. And yet here we are. This is how it all shook out.
Yeah, Seed 2 versus Seed 4. So actually an upset happening. We have Seed 2 in the third place decider.
Indeed.
But seeding still somewhat doing its job. We have the top 4 all remaining. Well, I guess only top 2 remaining, but top 4.
Yep, here's the third place match.
Yes, exactly.
We get to see which one of these guys gets that extra little boost of prize money, the extra little boost of pride. Manuvat coming over from the Netherlands just to come and hang out, have a good time with his mates. Finds out he wins 100 quid from the third, fourth. His face lit up. He got called some bad things by his friend.
Oh no!
Once they realized that actually there was a prize pool. So jealousy, I fear, being the driving factor for Manuvat trying to win this match, win more money and make his friend jealous. The other side, Sync, is Sync's first LAN. This is the first time that he's come out of come out into the wider world, into the OSU community, and he's doing absolutely stellarly.
Yeah.
He's putting up a great performance. The very heads-up bans coming out here, the Invasion and Cherry Blossom, both maps, Manuvat FC'd in the match against Rudge. Apocalypse and Always a Cycle, both maps, Sync did really quite well on and could threaten to FC. And the map we did not see in the last match. It just didn't get picked between Sync and Kingling. It was the last map available in the pool, but the match ended just before it.
Yeah, and going back to Sync, this is his first Epic, first LAN, right?
Yes.
And he gets Seed 2.
And he has Seed 2.
Seed 2. Doesn't unfortunately make it to the stage, but still, potential top 3 is incredible for your first LAN. And I mean, Burning John as well, Manuvat also flying out to the UK. First LAN probably in the UK if I'm not mistaken. And also potentially getting top 3. So both players new to Epic LAN, yet performing exceptionally.
And we're starting off No Mod 5. This is the technical reading map. Someone told me earlier that if you can read this and you know the rhythms, this is trivial. But there is still the aspect of being cerebral enough to play well on it and to execute under pressure, of course. This is the first pick. This is the first map played in this final decider between these guys. Who gets third place? Who goes home in fourth? Manuvat in the advantageous position with the higher combo and combos through the entire first section, which is a huge, huge section to combo, but misses just before the intro to the second bit.
Yeah, already halfway through the map, and Burning John, he had a really good combo there, but just accuracy not on his side. Sync, however, not really getting as high of a combo, but accuracy very good. Does find yet another miss, but still, the score lead is not going to shift much at all. And in a short map like this, 1 minute 50, each miss counts. Another trade. Score hovering around 40,000. There is still time for recovery, especially if Burning John finds another miss, but Sync will trade it yet again.
And we into a shootout in that final harder section with the 1/3. The stack reading comes into play here. It's 40k As long as Manuvat can hold on, Sync will be trailing on his first pick. And Manuvat, I think, can. A big chain miss, but it doesn't shift the score over. An immediate break point in the third place match going to Manuvat. With a B rank, but with 7 misses and with a huge amount of combo.
Yeah, I mean, one insane map to pick first, right? This is probably one of the maps that has the lowest average score across the tournament.
I think so. I think you're right.
And to pick that first against your opponent in the third place decider, it's very risky. Does not pay off, unfortunately. Brilliant John taking the first breakpoint of the match on the very first pick of the match. And now it's her turn to pick.
It is Manny's turn to pick. Where does he go? DT3. It's straight up. We saw this last match, and we saw Sync get about 200k on it. Manny sees this, and I think after banning it against Velcro shoes, decides, you know what? It's time. It's time to unleash the beast. Picks into DT3, the much speedier hybrid type of DT. Unfortunately, I pulled this, right? I was looking for hours for a replacement for this map that was more focused on speed, less focused on hybrid and the ability to aim. I just could not find one.
So we were left with this.
So this is as good as it gets, guys. This is as good as it gets.
Sync already finding a very early miss, but still accuracy very favorable. Yeah, Sync just not really comfortable at all on the combo side of things. Does find a really nasty chain of 100s there, and accuracy now is significantly lower, but Bernie and John just looking ever so comfortable on a map like this, and a very, very good first pick, I would say, for this.
Indeed, and it's some good research, it's some good heads-up score finding from Manuvat, seeing the weakness and exploiting it.
And that's what you need to really be conscious of, especially when you're in a tournament setting. It's not really just what are you good at, it's what's your opponent bad at, and especially taking into account what have they banned, right? Have they banned either what you're good at or what they're bad at? Because that could also lead you into knowing, okay, if they're banning low AR hidden and then they ban some hard rock, then maybe you want to focus more on the hidden and hard rock, because now, you know, maybe they're just not feeling it on those mods today. There's a lot that goes into these tournaments, right? A lot of mental, a lot of thoughts.
So much strategy building as well around the players that you may be facing. And of course, strategy around the map pool and the maps within, right? Could that have been a pick by Sync to remove that map from the map pool in the future, knowing that to get to tiebreaker, every map has to be played? You gotta ask these questions. And here we go. It was a early slip up from Manuvat on this. Managing to lock out 500k on it, though. I mean, maybe. Okay, does lock out 500k on it. Good performance. 5 misses, 93% A rank.
Yeah, Sync just not really too comfortable on the speedy sort of maps. Well, especially on this one, but this is okay. You're allowed to give up some points towards the very start, because obviously your opponents are going to be picking their most comfortable maps. So giving away the DT3 early, this is still fine. Doesn't really matter about the score difference. It's really just the point itself that's important.
Indeed.
And DT1, straight away from
Give
Sync.
it up, give it away. And going straight into a song that mirrors what we were saying. It's the DT1.
Yep.
We're going for some good kid. And we've seen this from both matches. We saw Sync get 800k on it. We saw Manuvat get 600k on it. But Manny picked this in their match, thinking maybe they could do better on it, surely. Because they were against Rudge. Rudge is someone who is known for being good at this DT1 slot. Very consistent on the DT generic maps.
Yep.
And, well, Sync getting pretty much the same score as Rudge did in that match. We could be seeing a point for Sync here. It's a good pick. Again, heads up. Knowing what he's good on. Knowing what he's favored on as well, based on past performances.
Yep. And especially taking into consideration, Sync literally just finished his last match.
This
so
is also true,
forward.
yes. He's fresh, and he's fresh off a match, on most of the map pool, right?
Yep.
Manny, though, has had time in between to maybe practice and iron out some of the mistakes. This is a consideration to be had when going into the third place match, because always one of the players will be playing straight away after their last match. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage? I mean, you tell me. It's
But look at this. A third of the way in the map. Both were FCing. BrainJohn the first to miss, and misses again. Once the one miss comes out, we unleash the rest, and Sync once again looking really comfortable on the DT1. The score is going to keep climbing during the break. The accuracies are still so very close between these two players. It's just all about that combo difference. Ready for the next section of the map, the next Ki. Does Sync hold on? It's really important that he holds on to his combo for at least the next 5th or 6th of the map. And as long as he builds up just enough score, it's going to be not possible whatsoever, and I think we are probably past that point already. Sync looking so good on this DT1. And will, with this score lead, confirm that point.
Yeah, this is such a good play from him. And here comes the comfort. The confidence boost he needed. He breaks just before the ending, but passes the 1,000,000 point mark. 97% on this. Great play.
Zero
it was
miss.
always a slider break as well, so it was a great play. 11 misses for Manuvat. You know, that's fine. 600k on this.
Yep.
That's fine. That's A-okay. That's actually a really good score.
Considering Sync's performance in his last match on this map, you can go into this knowing that Sync is very good on this map, and you shouldn't expect to win against Sync in this situation, but you should also expect it to be winnable.
Yes,
right? And
especially,
he put up a good performance.
Especially if you're going into the last match that you played picking something like this.
Yeah.
There's always the idea of, you know, you're rolling a dice when you're playing the Osu maps. You're picking them thinking you have a chance of getting X score, right?
Yep.
So whether it happens or not, it's partially in your control. But it's all about how you feel in that exact second. Going into Hard Rock 1 now, though. Pivot. The switch up into the precise snail aim, I like to call this, because it's so
low
slow.
BPM.
It's so low BPM, 185. You have to be really relaxed with your cursor movement.
Yeah, nerves can make or break on this map.
Indeed, indeed.
Being a slight bit shaky can make you miss-aim an entire jump at a different angle, and it can all end just from that. So hopefully these players have settled into the match a bit more, where maybe the nerves are starting to wear off. Maybe at this point, nerves are at an all-time high with how competitive it is, right? We're at 2-1. Sync needs to get a breakpoint.
Which he can do on this. Yet again, we find ourselves with an opponent picking a map that the player has picked in the past, right? Did they low roll? Did they high roll? Who knows? Only they do. It's an information game sometimes, but it's also a psychology game of what are we forcing people to play? Which maps are we forcing people to maneuver their skill sets through? Looking calm.
Yeah.
Looking good, though, for the start of this map. It's about to pick up.
This map does get really long jumps and the streams too, but BrainJohn going to be the first player to miss on it. Whereas Sync, he's on a roll right now. He's on a tear, looking to get back this breakpoint almost immediately after losing it, but does just slightly miss-aim the slider. Shouldn't cost him too much, though. His accuracy is really good. Putting him only 50 combo behind. As long as he can keep up with BrainJohn's combo, the score lead will not shift much.
Both? Ooh, it's not both players. It nearly was. Manuvat dropping just at the end of that extended large aim section. Moving your cursor back and forth across your screen, you do have to be precise with the movements. Hard Rock amplifying that, also making the circle smaller. 95% though, it also amplifies the difficulty in hacking these things. Sync is in such a good position. Finds the break though. 98% is going to keep the lead firmly in his favor for the time being. But if Manny can hold this 200 combo, He can really put some pressure on Sync. It doesn't happen, though.
Watch that happen. It's like under aim on that jump. Very easy to do, and I think in a way the lower BPM of a map can make it seem just a bit more difficult, right? There's that extra amount of spacing that can be added to these jumps. And that's really is what catches these players off.
The other thing is just how extended the circle patterns are. You don't get a break on a slider. You don't get to recenter your cursor. You just have to keep going and trust that it is in the right place and moving in the right way. Sync with the greater comfort, Sync with the higher score, and
both
Manny's doing all he can to try to catch up. But you got to clutch up if you're in this position and not able to find it.
Yeah, but that trade right at the very end might just seal the deal, and Burning John does miss again on these jumps, and that should be it. Sync taking back his break point. Unless something catastrophic happens, which is incredibly unlikely. Sync evening out the score 2-2. Saying that break point, take it. We get it back.
We can get it back whenever we want. Remember, we have to play every map in this pool before we see a tiebreaker.
Yep.
So pick order may not be as important as it once was in a smaller best-of series. Because the best of 9, you had 2 maps left. 2 maps that you won't see an opponent score on. Here, you have to be better across the whole pool, or at least the majority of it.
But then again, pick order might make a difference. If you're going to pick a map that your opponent was planning on picking, then you might give them an advantage. You might end up losing before you even get a chance to make it a tiebreaker.
Yes, this is true.
You
have to be very heads up. You have to be very aware of what's going on, what's left. And the pick order of skill sets as well, right? It's always curious when the client does this.
Yeah.
So we're not getting direct feeds of the game, obviously. And sometimes the spectating client that we use just decides to spectate the cursor movements on the prior map. We love the tournament client. We really do. Here we go, though, into the tech, into a map that both players have been good on so far this weekend. Sync in the lead with that miss from Manny, makes it through the rhythm.
Such an awkward
map.
map.
But caught out by the 1/8 burst. And I was waiting for this. I was waiting for someone to finally fall to that, read it as a 1/6, tap 4 times, and then miss the 5th.
Yeah, but look at the score, though. It's barely shifting. It's only slightly going towards Burning John's favor. It's that accuracy playing a role, right?
Accuracy definitely playing a role. It's relatively even, all things considered. Combo, oh, not anymore in Maniabad's favor as he misses in the flow aim patterns. Rhythm still not catching either player out. Sync finds a natural miss. Unforced error.
The quarter of map left to go. The combos are so close to one another, but the score lead is slowly going back towards Burning John. There is not much map left to go, but it's whether or not both players can hold. Sync needs to just work on that accuracy of all things while maintaining combo, but Burning John does eventually miss. And that might just be, but no, it's traded.
And he's clawing that lead back circle by circle. It's flickering back and forth as the accuracy is dropped and lost. It comes down to the final stream, and both players hit it. And Sync comes out on top, but barely, just about. It was an improvement from Manny from the match against Rudge, but Sync just clutching up. 345k is enough to win the point, enough to put it on your board and convert the pick that you make.
That was so close right down to the very end. Flickering back and forth between both players, and
it's the accuracy that decided it.
Talking about accuracy, that really is what gave it to Sync there. And for that to be Sync's pick as well, that was way too close for comfort.
That was far too close for comfort. You cannot, in the middle of the match, be having maps be that close. We have already seen 2 breakpoints, 1 for either player. That could have been a 3rd.
That very well could have been, with only 5,000 points of difference. It was maybe even the last 15 notes, it was on Burning John's side. That was crazy close, but immediately we go into No Mod 4, and this is yet another scary one.
This one kept sinking it last time. This one now picked by Maniavat.
The other end of the spectrum, right?
Complete other end of the spectrum. These guys are just trading punches.
Yep.
These guys are just going blow for blow. Scrappy as all anything, but, you know, someone's going to come out on top.
Someone has to, and Burning John is the one to try and respond to that very unfortunate loss on that last point. He probably knows just how close it was.
Have we seen him play this yet? I am unsure. We have not. We have not seen him play this yet. Just did a quick check. So this is entirely new territory. Maniavat knows how SINQ can play on this. Maniavat knows SINQ has S-ranked this.
Look at the accuracy, though. Oh my god. Oh.
And there's the miss. The accuracy is all well and good, but if it starts to weigh on your mind that your accuracy is high, you could end up overplaying, overreading. Just find that break. Maniavat now in the driver's seat for this one. Despite the accuracy, he will be taking the lead. No, he won't. He misses.
Traded.
He has a huge advantage based on the accuracy. It's gonna fall from SINQ. There is no way you can maintain the 99 for long. The combo he built is going to be vital moving through this map.
These sliders are so brutal. The amount of 100s you can see from both of these players on,
on these sliders. Goes the wrong way. He actually misreads, hits a slider before a circle. Wrong way around, buddy. Drops 200 combo. Maniavat now into the slower section. There are focus tests here. There are patience tests. You see those red ends to the sliders? They are repeats. The slider goes back on itself, and if you don't hold for long enough to make the slider repeat, you break and drop your combo.
And even though this section is mechanically easier than the rest, it is still very easy to just either over-aim or maybe just rush and tap too fast and not missing. Is, like you say, concentration.
Remember I said the advantage in the accuracy is going to come very close now. SINQ lost out on that 99, falling and down to 96. So a big swing.
But still so much on the line with these combos. SINQ needs to hold on, but so does Burning John if he wants to take this point. It's a matter of who will miss first as the build-up section intensifies. Getting ready for the final section. The score lead is shifting a little bit as Burning John drops some accuracy. This combo is going to pay off.
To the drop. Neither of these players can afford to blink. Oh! They both do the same slider. It is always that slider in the top left. So difficult to be patient enough to hit it.
Yeah, but even though they both missed, the score lead still went towards SINQ for a moment there. Actually, much more consistent. Burning John finds another miss, but combo is still not high enough yet for it to make too much of a difference. SINQ does trade it back eventually. But just how much map left is there?
There is one more drop section. Any chain misses, any dropped accuracy here could spell the end for either player's chances at winning this point. As long as they can stay consistent and keep their focus through the outro section, not hit any of those reversals, or not miss any of those reversals, it will stay
outro
the way it has always stayed, 30k. Another close point, another close pick. Don't want to call it before it's over. There is always the chance to find a slight hiccup. The longer we go.
Not enough time though. Oh, it was a client. It was a client bug.
And it's sealed. It is 3-3. A great pick from Maniavat on this one. It's the first time we've seen him play it in bracket. Both players getting S ranks. But the bigger S rank, the bigger Infinity, goes to Maniavat. You see the double miss? missing right at the same time.
Yeah.
And it stayed consistent all the way through to the end. What a pick. Completely out of left field in my eyes, but it worked out.
It's the hidden pick, right? It's like, oh, and also a hidden pick is coming up, but it's sort of like the trump card, right? It's until the very last match, you've not played it, your opponent has no information on what to expect on your performance, and then you end up picking it against them after already knowing their previous scores, and you still beat them on it.
Indeed.
And it's cranky time.
We've got 4 more maps left in the pool.
4.
Take us to 5-5 and then take us to tiebreaker. I'm so ready for this. I was saying to Doomsday last cast that last time both sides of the bracket went the same scoreline, both the third place and the grand finals on stage went to tiebreakers. You ready for tiebreaker?
I sure as hell hope so. But we first need to get through the hidden 3. Cranky, like you said, 4 maps to go. And even if Sync gives away this breakpoint, there is still hope for him to take it back. There will be one more pick for him regardless. That was a bit messy, unfortunately. Brandon John still gets through it. Look at the accuracy deficit already.
And that's only the preview of what is to come in this map. It's one of the hardest patterns, but it doesn't repeat itself. Different patterns take its place. Back and forths, linears, and it's Maniavat in the driving seat as Sync is finding some issues with this hidden pick.
Maybe it's the nerves. This is his pick. One you'd hope he's comfortable on. Burning John does find a chain miss, though.
It's the linear. The linear cuts 1/3 that Sync is finding issues with, but it is the wiggle back and forths that are giving Maniavat a hard time. It's the tale of the 2 patterns yet again. It always seems to be big advantage for Sync moving into the second half of this map. Little slow down to get your eye in, but it picks right back up again afterwards.
Yeah, and this is such a slow section. It's very easy to build up that combo. And because Sync has the advantage there, the score lead is slowly but surely going towards him. But this is just before the next Ki.
Watch these linears, watch the doubles. You could miss at any time in this section. It's lower approach rate too. It's 9.6, but it feels like it's so slow. The circles are on and then off your screen for so long before you need to hit them. One wiggle hit by Maniavat, but missed the linear this time.
And it's only in the last quarter of the map that we finally see Sync take that lead for the first time.
There's one of the 2 hardest patterns in the map. The wiggle into the linear, into the wiggle. Sync with so much control over his cursor.
With seemingly a rough start to this map, down to 70% accuracy, and he manages to combo the rest, build up that accuracy. Does miss right at the outro, but does not matter at this point. He built up that combo. He got just about 600.
And gets near enough to 600k. Crazy score, actually, from Sync. 559 with 8 misses. They were all in this intro as well. They were all in that cut third stream pattern. 96%. Very well played. He did even say before the map, time to miss the entirety of the first pattern.
Yep.
It comes through. Never manifest something like that, guys. Never manifest it.
Slight issue on the client. The score is not 5-3 right now. Should be 4-3 to Sync. Hard Rock 3 coming out from Brandon John. Trying to even out the score.
Oh, and this is a good one as well. Manny has been good on the Hard Rock so far this tournament.
Yep.
Picking it into Sync, though, who has consistently gotten 500k on this across multiple matches. Again, backs himself. Sees the average. Knows he can score above that average. Small error to begin with, but that does not decide the rest of the map. As Sync trades it. Make it funky now.
The map with funky sliders, funky aim. A lot of funk going on in this map. Very easy to miss aim a slider. Even if you don't miss, a lot of accuracy can be dropped very easily if you're not careful.
More wiggles, but we were seeing Manny have trouble on them with the hidden. No better with Hard Rock. Does drop on that one. Sync makes it through the section. Big advantage now for him. 200 combo to only 150. He'll be accelerating away as long as he combos through into the next, but he misses the stream. Chain misses it as well. That's a huge accuracy drop. Gives a lot of score over. Maniavat now can pick up the pieces.
As long as he doesn't miss now, he can build up some sort of lead. It is climbing rapidly on his behalf, but still much more map to go. That was only the first half. Sync needs to hold on to this combo. If there's any chance to come back into it, and the accuracy dead even between these two players. BrainJohn does eventually miss. There is still time for a comeback. Can Sync capitalize?
As long as the focus doesn't slip on these wiggles. He's hit them before, he can hit them again, and he takes the lead back.
This is very close. Holding on to that combo for dear life. That's it. That's the final part of the map. Now he needs to hold on for this last slider section of the map, and it looks like he will do it. Only right down at the very end does he build up that score advantage, and look how fast it's going up. Insane combo there from Sync at the very end. Getting that potentially last breakpoint, and finally match point for Sync. BrainJohn needs to win 2 in a row, one of which a breakpoint, just to take us to tiebreaker. And what do you think?
Sync does have a huge advantage now because he picks which map gets played first. He has final say of what the order is that we're going to be playing this stream out with. We've got in the pool No Mod 2 Uranium and No Mod 4 Angel Dust. I do not think he is going to be picking Angel Dust.
I also do not think he's going to pick Angel Dust. Hidden 2.
Did you say Hidden 2 or No Mod 4?
You said No Mod 4.
Oh, it's long day.
Long day.
Long day.
Long day. Yeah, No Mod 2, Hidden 2, left in the pool. And it is Hidden 2.
Wow. Okay, so.
Did he win the No Mod 5? I forgot.
Sync.
Yeah.
Long day.
I've
forgotten.
If you won the No Mod 5, then it kind of makes a bit more sense because both are very weird, awkward maps, right? I know they're not the same patterns, but both are probably, I would say, the same level of awkwardness that...
I can't... my laptop has no internet connection right now. But yes, we could see the... same sort of thing. There is a lot of cuts in these streams. You got to snap from one note to the next part to then flow aim through.
Yes.
Very heavy on reading, though. You have to be dialed in, and you have to have your fundamentals down, so much so that you're not thinking about them. 170 BPM. This, I think, might be the first time I'm seeing this on the stream, even.
Same here, I think. People not a fan of this map, maybe. AR8, very hard, especially on a map like this. Very early lead given to Sync, and this is really just solely on accuracy.
Not anymore. Huge combo lead for Maniavat. Drops it. It is the accuracy that is telling the story right now. Sync comfortable on the hidden, comfortable on the reading, or at least more so than Manny. But it's not a short map, this one. It might say 2 minutes and 17, but it feels like this goes on for an age. There are so many different patterns. There are so many different tests of reading.
Yeah, and these sliders, especially, sorry, not sliders, these streams, especially with AR8, be very tricky to know where your cursor is in relation to these circles. Remembering what note you've hit, very easy to chain miss. Both players are trading misses back and forth, but as we get to the break section, 100,000 points in Sync's favor. Now, if BrainJohn locks in, there is still hope, but it is looking pretty grim so far. But it's not over till it's over.
Dire straits for Burning John. The Hidden 2, just not his skill set, and Sync, well versed enough with the hidden mod, doesn't like the reading, but can pick it up, push himself when he needs to, misses the cut, just a little bit impatient with that pattern, but that is a-okay. It comes back a little bit, the accuracy starting to even out, but the combo advantage now showing itself. Sync in a position to be taking this third place match. Barring any catastrophe, It'll be another 6-3, Nate.
Another one. This is a scoreline that we do see very often. 6-3, very common. Sync did have really high
6-3 new meme.
Oh no, don't say it. Don't say it then. Sync,
locks it out.
congratulations. That will decide our 3rd and 4th place.
Huge,
on Sync.
huge congratulations to Sync. This is his first LAN. This is his first LAN tournament. This is his first time playing on a setup, probably, that isn't his home setup. So to do it in such a crowd of known members of the community and to do it with aplomb,
Yep.
very well played. Throughout the whole tournament, throughout qualifiers, it has been such a joy having you here. Same to Maniavat as well. Commiserations, but also on the same vein, congratulations on the 4th place. That's a big amount of the prize pool too.
It is.
That's a big win for these guys.
And what's also a big win is that this is our last match before the grand finals on stage, which is going to be a really hype
No,
one.
I wish there was more matches. I do wish there was more matches. It'd be so much fun.
There's only so much fun you can have in one weekend.
I suppose you're right. And we've got to save some of it for the after party, you know?
Of course.
So, with that quick 6-3, Sync takes 3rd place in EPIC47. Seed 2 knocked down into the 3rd place decider by Kingling, who will be taking on Rudge. Both previous EPIC champions, both back on the stage, vying to take it all this time. What are your thoughts, Nick? What are your predictions?
Honestly, I wish I could say both. Okay, Kingling, after being supposedly washed, all right, saying that he's not played in ages, right? Comes to
it doesn't show itself, does it? He just comes in and stomps, right?
He comes in, top scores most maps, and then there's also Rudge, who is just consistency beast.
Congratulations on 3rd place. SINQHD, our 3rd place competitor. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on coming to LAN with such a stellar crowd of people and being able to get 3rd place and maybe... Okay, fine. A lot of people, I don't know if you were hearing this, but a lot of people were saying you could take it all. What were your thoughts on that going into the tournament?
I mean, it was definitely a tough battle against Kingling. I was not that confident against Rudge, but I think for my first LAN, I definitely really did enjoy it, and I'd definitely go again.
I'm glad to hear that. And you won enough to pay for your ticket back if you wish to come back. So, I'll see you here next time.
Thank you, yeah.
What were your thoughts going into some of these matches then? Were you expecting them to be as close as they were?
I didn't actually expect to do that well against Kingling, because I always thought Kingling was like miles ahead of me still.
Okay.
But no, I was happy with the 3 points. I feel like I could have got more, but it wasn't my day, so...
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
I'm excited to see the next match, though.
Oh, yeah. What are your thoughts on this next match? You played against one of the 2 people who are on stage. What are we thinking?
I think... it's tough to say, really, because I think Rudge is obviously just really far ahead in terms of mechanics, but then Kingling's got that, like, sort of tournament experience and that, like, mindset of just consistency on like hard rock and stuff like that, and I was completely unexpected of the DT3 score.
Yeah.
And FC, that was so nuts. That was so nuts.
He seems very locked in. He seems very happy with the setup.
Yeah.
And talking about, what do we think of the community meetup?
Oh, really nice, really nice. It's very good to see everyone. I mean, like, I've always interacted with the new art and stuff and people like that, but it's really nice to just like, put names to faces and be like, oh, you're this guy, and then I watch them play and it's really cool. Yeah,
because you've spent so long in the community, right?
Yeah.
It's always been usernames. It's never been in person, and how does it feel? It's surreal, right?
It's really good. It's really nice. It's really nice. And I honestly, I'm excited like for the next one maybe.
Well, you get to watch from the crowd. We get to watch Rudge and Kingling play on stage. Again, congratulations on your first LAN podium.
Yeah. No,
and I'm sure we will be seeing you again. And we will be seeing you on stage for the grand finals. I will be honored to see you there.
Yeah, I'd really like to be there.
For now, take care. We will be seeing you on stage in around about 50 minutes.
Right.
Take care, Sync. Join us on stage in about 50 minutes for the grand finals between Kingling and Rudge. It is going to be a belter. Bye!